Hello all. Once again we're taking you to another part of Ballarat Cemetery. This part here is one of the oldest parts. The graves are crammed in. We'll go for a little bit of a walk through here. As you see, not much room between the graves here. Some really interesting old ones around. This is just behind the gatehouse, which was built in 1860, so they tell me. A lot of people buried here. As you can see, all the way down there, crammed in. And on this side, got some of the newer graves and a lawn section. Nice little wall area here called Tree of Memories. And this leads us into the Babies Memorial area. So we're going into the baby section here. And this garden area was made in memory of a lot of babies that have died. So let's have a bit of a peek through here. Yeah. As you can see, a lot of people put a lot of little toys and little ornaments here, all child related. Nice little garden area. Send blessings to all the little babies, all the kids that have died. Nice little area. Very colourful, as it should be. This area sits virtually right in front of the gatehouse. Very easy access from the road. Lots of little bears and angels, toys and trinkets. Very calming and peaceful area. Grouse little fountain.
There's actually one further up on the hill. This is the section for babies that pass through the SIDS and were born sleeping. There's actually one up on the hill for the babies.
Plenty more area here that's vacant. Right at the end here we've got an angel watching over the sleeping babies. How lovely. Lovely little bench here. The description reads, cherished but not cradled. This garden seat and plaque has been erected as a memorial to those babies who were stillborn or died shortly after birth. The plaque recognises the work of the Sudden Infant Death Syndrome organisation. Lovely. Very calming area.
See the animals?
Just to the side of it, we're actually creating some topiaries. There's some dogs, some birds, there's an elephant, cow, turtle. What else have we got here? Looks like there's a bear, a wombat, a couple other things. Very nice. This one here is probably a pig. Over there looks like there's some Scottish cows because it's just a woolly mess so far. And this one's a turtle by the looks of it. And we have an elephant that started growing, a mummy elephant and a bubby elephant. How cool. Tree of memories. Never forgetting the little ones. Beautiful. So many different sections to this massive cemetery here. This little area here we're going into one another children's area, but this is a an area here. It's dedicated to Frank Wilson's grave. Now Mullawalla, better known as Frank or William Wilson, was one of at least 3 Wavarung men in the Ballarat region who were given the title King Billy by European settlers. So there's a little bit of a write up about him, and it's quite a famous Aboriginal. And over here is the resting place of Frank, last of the Ballarat tribe of Aborigines, erected by public subscription in 1897. So a little bit of a memorial to the Aboriginal people, and especially to Frank, King Billy. It's another little garden section. In spring get a lot of flowers and all sorts of stuff through here. This plaque was erected by the trustees of Ballarat General Cemeteries to provide a memorial for the many infant and stillborn children buried in unmarked graves in this area. 1988. So in this area here, there's a lot of unmarked stillborn and infants. And that's why they put this little bit of a garden area here. Which in the springtime, it looks absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I just got the massive cold shiver. It is cold, but that's cold.
And just for an instance here, Kevin Keating, born sleeping, 5th of the 11th, 1948.
This memorial is dedicated in loving memory of those babies and children who died while at the Alexandra Babies Home and Ballarat Female Refuge, who were buried in this area in unmarked graves. Here we remember them. May their souls rest in peace.
There you go.
I wish I wasn't empathic. Sometimes it sucks.
Yep, being an empath sucks sometimes.
Stop crying in the mirror this minute.
You can stop crying now. Let's quickly show you one more. This is a daughter born sleeping to Doreen and William Roberts. Erected to honour our sister we never met.
You feel it.
Sad. You do feel it in this section. Decided William Shakespeare must have come on holidays. In memory of William Shakespeare, died 30th of March 1874, aged 26. Also Martha Norton, aged 27, died 27th of July 1817, aged 20. There you go. Hey Willie.
Hey, Will.
This section's been placed right in the middle of some of the older sections. As you can see,
That's where we went.
some of the older graves.
That's where we went.
Yeah, and this is an area we were the other day. So I've just been wandering around Ballarat Cemetery today, just doing a little bit of filming of some of the different areas. This one here, you can see it, is a Ballarat District Benevolent Home founded in 1857. Sometimes to heal, often to relieve, always to comfort. Okay, in this area here, there's a lot of unmarked graves. A lot of kids, again. Today I've been centering on kids, and this area here's got a lot of unmarked graves in it. And it's interesting as you walk through cemeteries, just about every cemetery you come across will have unmarked graves, and quite often we can use rods. We've got the work crew coming past. Hey guys. Cemeteries never stop, and we've noticed today there's a lot of work people out, even though we're on the COVID restrictions and that. Cemeteries just don't stop, do they? And they do a marvellous job, the workers around here, with the upkeep of the place. But as I was saying before, you can walk through cemeteries and you can use rods to actually feel out or point out where there are unmarked graves. A lot of people do this sort of thing. We've done this in the past quite a bit. But if you're sensitive enough, basically all you need to do is put out your hand and just put out that intent. Just use your hand. You don't need to use rods. And you can feel where there is an unmarked grave. Just open up your senses, give it a go. Just try using your hands instead of rods. Trust your feelings, trust your senses, especially when you're walking through places like this. You'll be amazed at what you can actually pick up by just trusting your feeling, trusting your senses, trust your emotions too. I was watching a video this morning by a good friend of ours, Jared King, and he was walking through a cemetery where there was a lot of blacks who had unmarked graves there, and he could feel and sense. He had so much emotion in his vid, and it was just a fantastic vid. And you know, pat on the back to Jared because he was using his senses so well. And go and check out that vid. I mean, he's showing you just with his senses. And that's yep, Jared King, check it out. But this area here is full of unmarked graves, and you can feel it. Like if you're sensitive, you can feel the sadness, you can feel the unwantedness, you feel all sorts of different emotions as you're walking through places like this. Trust your senses. Right up the top of that hill is the crematorium. And this place is absolutely huge, full of old and new. Bethany in the car with BB, of course. BB comes out with us. But today, I've just been sending respect to some of the children. Some that are known, have marked graves, and others like here that don't. I send love and respect.